What's going on with the weather?
Man, it's a whole lot of what we don't want.
That's right, or need.
No, I called it wet-ruary on Instagram yesterday. It has taken a page out of last February's book, and it's a page that nobody wanted us to take. It was nice to see the sunshine this weekend. It helped our streams, our creeks, our waterways a little bit, but it just hasn't been long enough for it to be dry enough for any of those streams and creeks to recede. You add 1 to 2 inches of rain today, and the water's already rising even higher. Columbia, you're at just around 3/4 of an inch. Temperatures in the mid-50s. It's been a cool day, a damp day across the area. Folks across our southern tier, closer to 2 inches of rain since just midnight. So here's how this breaks down, or at least what you need to know. We're in a little bit of a lull right now. There's still some light mist, some light showers around, but the heavy rain we had earlier is gone. We will get another batch of heavier rain after midnight tonight, but the heaviest doesn't arrive until Wednesday of this week. So this is what it looks like right now. We've got a little bit of dry time across the mid-state. I mentioned that lull. It's been much rougher today for folks across central parts of Alabama and Mississippi. They are under widespread flash flood warnings across the area. They've had upwards of 5 inches of rain in just the last 6 to 12 hours. Now, our 2 inches of rain is nothing to snub your nose at, but when you look at those rainfall totals, you really see how these bullseyes just raked their way across Mississippi and Alabama. Here's the tricky part. The energy that has brought all of that flooding to our southern neighbors, that's headed back north over the next 2 days. So we are not done yet, not by a long shot. And it's usually at the end of a long range rainfall scenario that you get the greatest flooding concern, clearly. So here's a look at those rainfall totals around 1 inch for us along and north of I-40, of course our neighbors to the south, closer to that 3 to 5 inch range. Most important question is how much more is on the way. Widespread, an additional 2 to 3 inches. Some of us will get closer to 4 inches, primarily across our southern tier. That's where most of the rain is going to fall. That's where we have flood watches in effect, flood warnings for folks further to south. That's the brighter green. A reminder to you, a flood watch. Anytime there's a watch in place, it just means watch out. Pay attention to flood-prone spots. Flooding not happening yet, but it could very quickly. Overnight tonight, we will have another batch of rain come through. Temperatures don't do a whole lot. Over the next couple days, they hover in the 40s, low 40s, upper 40s. That's not the big part of our story. Hands down, the big part of our story is rain and too much of it. The bulk of it is going to fall on Wednesday. Our greatest flood threat will likely be during the afternoon and evening hours of Wednesday as that final push of heavy rain comes through. It's also going to come through with a cold front, and that's going to bring the potential for thunderstorms. We may need a Storm 5 alert for Wednesday afternoon, so be ready. This is a marathon event, not a sprint. We'll have more on the details of that at 5.